American Ballet Theatre posted a rehearsal video from Bell's Don Quixote Grand Pas de Deux variation. Bell's variation is noteworthy for his top-notch execution and several unique innovations that are rarely done on stage, if at all. This video takes you through the unique aspects, demonstrating Bell's stellar technique, which allows for substantial creativity that in real time even experienced ballet followers say, "That's great, what is it?" American Ballet Theatre performed Don Quixote at the Kennedy Center in March of 2022. As a sports fan, I value the immediacy social media provides on how the home team did with video highlights shortly after the game. With ballet, Instagram provides similar insight as dancers post videos from the wings or videos from rehearsal. ABT posted this rehearsal video on Instagram. I will take you through this variation with commentary on unique aspects, but first, a brief bio. Bell first came to widespread attention in 2011. He was one of 6 dancers profiled in the documentary First Position, as he won a first prize in the junior division at the Youth America Grand Prix ballet competition.
I love ballet so much, it's hard to explain.
Here he is at age 10 in 2009 at the Youth America Grand Prix competition in the Paquita variation, displaying advanced technique. He started dance at age 4, with most of his early training at the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, which has developed many professional dancers. Later, he worked with private teachers in the U.S. and Italy, where his father was a U.S. Navy doctor. In 2014, at age 16, Bell joined the American Ballet Theatre Studio Company. He became an apprentice with ABT in 2016 and joined the company as a member of the corps the following year. He quickly rose to the top of the company with a promotion to soloist in 2019 and principal dancer in 2020 at only 21 years of age. In his breakout 2019 Metropolitan Opera House spring season, I enjoyed watching Bell with principal performances in La Corsaire as Conrad with Cassandra Trenery, Jane Eyre as St. John Rivers, Swan Lake with Devin Tusher, Sleeping Beauty with Hiso, and his Giselle with Christine Shevchenko in 2021. A tall dancer at 6 foot 3 inches, he displays great range, high on the Razzle-Dazzle scale, up there with Carlos Acosta, who is also 6 foot 3, according to one internet source. Back to Bell's Don Quixote variation. Focus on his opening step, which is unique, and his non-standard double tours. I will be back with commentary after his 1-minute solo. Bell opens his variation with a step I've only seen once on YouTube, a double andadon soda basque in attitude derriere. A common step is a double andadon soda basque, as demonstrated by ABT's Angel Correa from 1998. Correa takes off on his left leg, does 2 rapid turns in retiré, which is a common position in which the foot is to the knee, inward counterclockwise toward his supporting takeoff left leg, then landing on his left leg. Bell does a similar step, taking off from his left leg, but rather than going to retiré, he does 2 turns in attitude derriere, leg bent behind him. It is more difficult to do 2 turns in the air in attitude relative to retiré because the more open attitude position slows down rotation. Note how Bell maintains a straight upper body, slanted back, away from the direction he is traveling to maintain his balance. His arms also stabilize his turns, with his left hand on his hip while his right arm is overhead. Bell tells me in a text message that he developed the double turn just messing around after class, practicing the single turn version commonly done on manège in the Don Quixote coda demonstrated here by the Bolshoi's Vladimir Vasiliev in 1972. After experimenting with 2 turns in the air, he put it in the Don Quixote first variation. I could find only one example of the step on YouTube. Here is Jorge Barani from Cuba with the same step with a similar arm position from a 2017 YouTube video. In a text message exchange, Jorge says he did the step when he was very young in Cuba, before he had access to the internet or social media. Whatever the background of the step and derivation, it is very difficult and rarely performed. Let me know in the comment section if you have seen this step before. Next is a nice double cabriole derriere with a wide split, and then another andadon sotto Basque. For his turns, he does a fouette into 6 turns in arabesque, with the first 3 turns in a non-classical character arm position behind his back, possibly flamenco position, changing to left arm overhead, with the right on his hip, a very tough turn section. Next is a more standard turn with 6 pirouettes, as he lowers his leg in retiré as his turns progress. Typically, the next segment of the variation consists of one of 3 steps. Number 1, a double tour to turns in arabesque diagonal. Number 2, a double tour to pirouette series in the center. Or number 3, a double tour to arabesque diagonal. Like his ABT colleague Daniil Simkin, Bell opts for the double tour to arabesque diagonal. But his tours are unique. To demonstrate his unique step, here is ABT's Angel Correa with a conventional double tour to arabesque, a superb example from Siegfried's Swan Lake Grand Pas de Deux variation in 2005. Here is a split screen to demonstrate the difference between Correa and Bell's tours. Note that both have a common start of the step and ending, which is an arabesque, but what happens in between is very different. Both have a chassé preparation for momentum into the tour. Although the step is called a double tour, dancers generally do short of 2 turns, about 1 3/4 turns before going to arabesque. Correa travels along a diagonal with hips to the corner, but upon takeoff, he does a subtle quarter turn to en face, front. Bell's approach is similar. The difference between the 2 steps is which leg is bent in the air. Correa spots to the corner with his left leg drawn up to retiré, foot to the knee, in this case in back. In contrast, Bell bends his right leg, which is his back leg from his 5th position takeoff, in a turned-in, broken, non-classical line that in real time looks like a whipping motion. Both employ a 5th position arm position, both arms overhead. Correa lands on his right leg. With his left leg in retiré, he extends it to arabesque. Note his great control on landing, which is the most difficult part of the step. Many dancers don't get the balance right on landing and hop to secure their balance. Exceptional control from Correa. In contrast to Correa, Bell lands on his bent leg as his right leg straightens as he nears the ground. His front left leg then swings around to arabesque. Correa and Bell display a secure, aesthetically pleasing first arabesque in plie facing the corner after just shy of 2 rotations in the air. Then on to the next tour. Bell finishes with 4 pirouettes to a double tour with bent back leg to the knee. The mechanics are similar to his tours to arabesque, but his left leg sweeps around to the side as he goes to the knee in a dramatic finish, rather than an arabesque. Bell says that he was practicing reverse 540s, which is a revoltade step, as shown by Carlos Acosta, and experimented with the same whipping look in a double tour. I haven't seen the double tour innovation on stage, but it appears on Instagram by dancers in the studio. Bell's use of the double tour with bent back leg is not unprecedented, although I have never seen it to arabesque, which may be an innovation from Bell. I looked at numerous YouTube Don Quixote variations and found 2 examples of the step. The most relevant is 2013 from Isaac Hernandez of the Dutch National Ballet. Similar to Bell, he does the step at the end of his variation with multiple pirouettes to a double tour to the knee. Ivan Vasiliev has done the step, shown in a 2013 YouTube clip. I did not see any tours to arabesque, which seems unique to Bell. Bell's version of the step is unconventional Razzle-Dazzle, consistent with a lighthearted athletic circus act ballet like Don Quixote, but it would be greatly out of place in more serious works, such as Swan Lake or Giselle. And don't even think about doing this in a Balanchine work. Let me know your thoughts on the step in the comment section, particularly dancers that have tried it. Bell posted on Instagram a performance clip from the wings. Although the view is partially obstructed, it shows the same high-level execution as in the rehearsal video. Bell's Don Quixote variation is an example of a dancer adopting a standard variation, but with innovative segments to put a personalized stamp on the solo. Look out for Bell in Don Quixote at the Metropolitan Opera House, June 23, 2022. He is also scheduled in Alexei Ratmansky's Of Love and Rage, Swan Lake, and Romeo and Juliet. Thanks for tuning in.